So, 3 effective ways to save money when you're traveling. Okay, so before I get into it, I just want to distinguish that depending on what country you're going to, some different tips apply. So, for example, if you're going to be going to a country like Australia, USA, or Canada, where it's a bit more expensive, you're going to need different strategies than compared to if you're going to a country like Thailand or Mexico, where it's a bit cheaper to live, lower standard of living. So, the first tip is make a budget. Okay, so first you want to figure out how long you want to travel for, whether it's 1 month, 2 months, 2 weeks, 5 months. Create a budget. So if you're going to be gone for 2 months and you know you have $2,000 a month to work with, keep that in mind, right? So break it up into each week. So each week I'll spend $500 or I'll spend $100, whatever your budget is, right? So break it up per week and then break it up per day, right? Do the quick math, it's really easy. And then once you've done that, you'll have figures to work with and you'll know, okay, today I'm gonna spend $40. Keep track of what you're spending, and at the same time, you don't always have to be so strict, right? You know, one day you might spend $20, next day you might spend $40. Just make sure that by the end of the week, it adds up to your budget. That way you don't end up going over your budget and making your travel trip shorter. Because I've seen a lot of people, they just go crazy, you know, drinking every day, going to the bar, going to the club, and they spend all their money. So we don't want that to happen to you. So rule number 1, make a budget, split it up per month, per week, and per day. Keep track of what you're spending and stay within the limit. Tip number 2. Second tip is stay at a guest house, stay at a hostel, or stay at a B&B, a bed and breakfast, because those are way cheaper than staying at a hotel or like a motel or somewhere like that. And another great thing about staying in these places is you'll meet other travelers like yourself. Especially at hostels, that's where I've met like 80% of my traveler friends, because everyone, you know, you're not the only one who's going to be backpacking or traveling around, right? So that's a good way to network, meet people within the travel circle, and also to save a lot of money, because, you know, on average, when I was in Australia, it's like $25 a day staying at a hostel. When I was in Mexico, it was like $10 a day staying at a hostel, as opposed to a hotel where it would easily be at least double or triple. So that's a pro tip. At hostels and B&Bs and guest houses, they also usually have a lot of cool activities. Like there's an activity board and it tells you the main things to do, and they usually include free activities as well. Tip number 3. Eat local food. Eat where the locals eat. Or if you're in a more expensive country, like I said earlier, USA, Canada, any kind of country like that, cook your own food. So if you're in a more expensive country, usually, you know, the B&Bs, the hostels, the guest houses, they have their own kitchens, and you can just whip up your own food, create your own meal, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be eating out all the time, 3 times a day. It's better to make a few meals yourself, save that money so you can keep traveling, right? Save that money to go see a main attraction or anything like that, right? It just makes more sense. If you're in a more cheaper country, there's always local spots where you'll see only locals eating, and that's where you want to eat so you can get the most authentic experience. Taste the local food, and also to save money. When I was in Mexico and Thailand, I was spending like average maybe like $4 or $5 for a local meal, sometimes even less, and it's delicious. So that's another really high tip that I recommend. Eat with the locals, experience that local cuisine instead of fancy restaurants or eating out at, you know, the more upper scale places. By doing these 3 tips, they all add up, so you can have the maximum amount of money to do what really matters, which is, you know, explore the culture, see as much as you can in a country. All of these tips is what I've used in the 14 countries that I've traveled, 14 or 15. These are all tips I've used that help me maximize my money. You know, that's how I managed to travel almost 4 months in my last trip. And in my Australia and Southeast Asia trip, that was over 1 year. So I really learned to budget my money, and I hope you guys can use this as well to benefit with your travels or anything you want to do. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you could learn something from it. Question of the day. Leave a comment below right here and let me know what country would you like to travel to, or what country are you going to travel to. Leave a comment below, let me know, and who knows, maybe I could give you some tips about that country that you're going to. If you enjoyed the video, if you thought it helped you out in any way, guys, please subscribe. Let me know if there's any other questions you have so I can answer that for you. So subscribe, answer the question below, and thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day.